Live at 5, a somber milestone. 20 years since the September 11th attacks forever changed America. Nearly 3,000 American lives lost. This is a live look at the Ground Zero reflecting pool in New York. We're on your side with live team coverage, including how local communities are paying tribute. President Biden announces a vaccine mandate for all private employers with more than 100 employees. We're live with how that will impact many local businesses. And the search for the time capsule comes up empty. The mystery will continue as the pedestal of the former Robert E. Lee Monument is resealed with a new addition, a modern capsule. We're on your side, separating fact from rumor. Megan.
It's been a beautiful Friday, lots of sunshine, low humidity. We are looking at a quiet night as well. Temperatures will fall back into the 60s as we approach the 8, 9 o'clock hour. We'll talk more about your weekend forecast coming up.
On your side, this is NBC 12 Live at 5.
Thanks for joining us for Live at 5. I'm Curt Autry in Richmond.
And I'm Mikea Turner tonight outside of the Pentagon in Northern Virginia on the eve of the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks that claimed nearly 3,000 lives. And this day doesn't get any easier no matter how much time goes by. I want to step out the way and just give you a look at the Pentagon tonight. Just take a moment to take this all in. 184 lives taken 20 years ago, 125 personnel and civilians inside of the Pentagon. And then, of course, we cannot forget the passengers and flight attendants on that flight that day that crashed into the Pentagon. This weekend, we know that several memorial services and tributes are planned here in Northern Virginia. They're also going to happen in New York and Pennsylvania. And so, of course, if you stick with us throughout the show, we're going to continue to bring you 9/11 coverage and preview more of what happened that day. And Curt, from a personal account, you know, many of us often reflect on where we were during this time 20 years ago. I was in middle school, and I remember a lot of early dismissals, and then the teacher turned on the television and we saw what was happening in New York. 2 hijacked airliners crashing into the Twin Towers. My mother worked 10 minutes from the Pentagon. She recently retired, and I remember that day, all these early dismissals. I was waiting to hear me and my sister's name called, and we didn't. And that's because my mom was trying desperately to get to us as quick as she could. I called her this morning. She's still in disbelief. Her office faced the Pentagon, so she saw the thick plumes of black smoke, and all she could think about was my sister and I. So, you know, when we think about this day, we think about what so many people went through and the fear that many of us felt. And again, it's just so important to just take a moment to pause, to think about that day, and to think about all of those impacted by that tragedy. For now, we're live and at the Pentagon, and we're going to join you guys a little bit later in the show. Back to you, Curt.
So many with first account stories. Thanks so much, Mikea. We'll check back shortly. New vaccine guidance from the White House has many industries asking how they are impacted and what comes next. Under the requirement, millions of workers all across several industries will need to get vaccine. Live at 5, Jasmine Turner is hearing more from the Chesterfield Chamber of Commerce. And Jasmine, they're trying to help people navigate this?
They are, Curt. The Chesterfield Chamber of Commerce says it's working with partners in D.C. so they can help local business owners. Among many things, the Chamber says it's looking for clarity on the legality of Biden's orders and a timeline for them to be implemented and enforced. Now, part of President Biden's path out of the pandemic action plan includes private employers with 100 or more workers having to require them be vaccinated or tested weekly. Additionally, employers must provide paid time off for vaccination. The requirements will be imposed by the Department of Labor's Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA.
Each of our communities are trying to help our businesses stay compliant, right? So that's our biggest thing. We don't want to add the burden of stress of just going, I don't know if I can operate. I don't know if I can keep my staff. I don't know how I'm going to pay for additional testing for my employees. We want to help them with those I don't know.
Danielle Fitzhugh says the chamber is working to answer questions as they come in. They say they have had plenty of questions just today alone. Yeah. According to the White House, OSHA is drafting an emergency temporary standard for the mandate. New at 6, we are also hearing from the vaccine about the vaccine guidance and how it's impacting healthcare workers across the country and also right here in Central Virginia. On your side, Jasmine Turner, NBC 12.
Thanks, Jasmine. The latest COVID numbers from Virginia still trending in the wrong direction. Nearly 4,500 new cases pushed the positivity rate up to almost 11% now. The data overwhelming majority of new cases, hospitalizations, and deaths continue to be in unvaccinated people. The good news, though, that vaccinations are starting to rise, but very slowly. More than 65% of eligible Virginians have had at least one dose, and it's been that number for quite some time. To Richmond now, where the time capsule mystery continues. Today, crews started reassembling the pedestal of what was once the Lee Monument after search efforts for that hidden treasure came up empty. That assembly could go through at least tomorrow. Live at 5, Karina Bolster has more from Monument Avenue as that road is finally reopened.
While there's disappointment about not finding that hidden time capsule, some still hold on to hope and continue to research this mystery that lives on.
Once I saw the actual foundation that was underneath the pedestal, which was a surprise to almost everybody, that there was this 4-foot-tall, rough-hewn granite block foundation, it made me read the news accounts of the time in a new light.
After spending hours at the pedestal on Thursday, Dale Brumfield went back to the archives. He's done extensive research on this hidden time capsule and still believes it exists, but not in the spot originally thought.
It said, oh, that's what they meant. I see what they did now. They put the time capsule in the support column, poured concrete on top, then set the stone on top of that.
Crews did work on chiseling that column and even took a metal detector to it, but were unable to find anything. Ultimately, crews called the search off, not wanting to create any major damage to the structure.
More of those giant 3 and 4 ton blocks would have to be taken out, and it becomes obvious that this is just too much money, too much work, too much expense. Let's just move forward.
That's what's happening. Crews will work into at least tomorrow to reassemble the pedestal, another tedious process. But soon enough, that new time capsule will be installed.
It is like a mini bank vault. I am confident. And they're putting it high up. They're putting it over top of the original cornerstone instead of under it. I am confident there's no water seepage can come up from the bottom, no rain can come in from the top. I'm confident that that one will last a really long time.
Well, there's no word yet on what the state plans to do with this pedestal, but once we learn more information, we'll be sure to let you know. Live at 5 in Richmond, Karina Bolster, NBC 12 News.
The 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks, we want to take you to New York. This is Lower Manhattan Ground Zero, where nearly 3,000 people lost their lives 20 years ago on September 11th. Now, right now, you're taking a look at the 9/11 Memorial Museum. You'll notice 2 reflecting pools, the names of the victims engraved alongside the memorial site there. So we just wanted to give you a moment to take that in. Also, there's going to be a traditional annual reading of the names tomorrow, as well as 6 moments of silence. Now, in the moments after terrorists attacked the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, brave first responders rushed in to help. One man in charge of local, state, and federal response is sharing his experience of 20 years, and he insists that the terrorists fell. 20 years ago, under crystal clear blue skies, Americans were unaware that 4 planes would be hijacked and would forever change our nation. One of them targeting this iconic building in Washington.
The Pentagon as the headquarters for, the United States military, I think, is a symbol of what we project to the world in terms of how we defend our nation.
James Schwartz led the unified emergency response to the attack at the Pentagon. A split second before his training kicks in, he says he took it all in.
There was definitely a moment where taking in the fire and smoke, that we're in this now.
The attack at the Pentagon killed 184 people, but the terrorists failed to break the American spirit. And Congress, God bless America. Republicans and Democrats sing, elbow to elbow. over the still smoldering section of the Pentagon. Soldiers and firefighters drape the American flag.
We're still here, this building that we're standing in front of is not the United States of America. It's all of these people.
For generations to come, Schwartz says remember the lives lost.
Every night at the dinner table, an empty seat. You know, every holiday or every birthday that that loved one is absent.
The heroes.
I don't think there's been a day since that I don't think about them.
And the countless others inspired by these devastating images to answer the call to public and military service. And of course, we'll never forget the brave first responders who put their lives on the line that day to save so many others. In the meantime, we want to let you know that several more tributes and ceremonies will be happening throughout the weekend. We know that tomorrow the Virginia War Memorial will hold its Patriots Day service. Now, this is going to happen at 11 a.m. It's going to be 1 hour until noon, again tomorrow, at the memorial on South Belvedere Street in Richmond. It's partnering with the Freedom Flag Foundation for the event. It is open to the public, and you can check the NBC 12 News app for event details. Also happening in Louisa County, we know that officials will honor the lives lost with a memorial service as well. This will be held at the county office, where a memorial featuring the steel beams of the Twin Towers will be on display. Our very own Emily Harrison spoke to some local heroes.
Louisa always cares. This community is a caring, close-knit community, and I know that they will never forget.
It's a promise engraved into their monument, never forgetting the lives lost on 9/11.
I think the weight of 9/11 is still with us 20 years later, and I think it's an important opportunity to remember those who were tragically impacted, and certainly to remember the impact that 9/11 had on our nation.
Louisa officials hold a ceremony here each year. Their memorial featuring one of the steel beams that was inside the Twin Towers, a small piece of what was lost that day.
I think we can all remember exactly where we were at the time that we realized what was going on, and I don't think that's faded at all as time has passed.
It certainly hasn't faded for Fire Chief Robert Dubay. He was part of the first crews deployed to the Pentagon to help with rescue and recovery efforts.
I mean, it really didn't hit me till I got there and saw the damage, about how, close that was to home. We'd been deployed to dozens of disasters around the world. Nothing as close as that.
Dubay is going back to the Pentagon this year to remember the 20th anniversary. But keynote speakers from Dubay's team will be at the Louisa ceremony. It starts tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning at the Louisa County Courthouse.
It feels like today. I think about it every day, honestly.
On your side in Louisa, I'm Emily Harrison, NBC 12.
All right, thank you, Emily, so much for that. We want to take you back to New York, where NBC News correspondent Jay Gray is live on the scene today. And Jay, just describe the atmosphere for us. You're on sacred ground, and definitely this is a day that is quite painful for so many.
Yeah, Mikea, you're absolutely right. Just like at the Pentagon, 2 decades later, the emotions from that horrific day, the pain of such overwhelming loss does linger, but so does the resolve to make sure the world understands what happened here and those who were lost. The echo of bagpipes, barricades, and a growing show of force at Ground Zero. Final preparations for tomorrow's memorial here, the same place where 20 years earlier, the Manhattan skyline and soul of our nation were forever changed.
That day is forever seared into all of our memories. The pain, the terror, the enormous loss, and also the incredible displays of courage.
Courage that came with a promise to honor the nearly 3,000 lost on that horrible day.
If we don't find light out of a tragedy, no matter what that tragedy is, it's just a tragedy.
And so tomorrow, millions will pause across the country while thousands gather in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, at the Pentagon, and here in the spot where the towers once stood.
What used to be here was a pit, and now it's an entire plaza.
We wanted a place of quiet contemplation and reflection, but we also wanted it to be a place full of hope and life.
Sacred ground, a place defined by these names etched in bronze. a roster of heroes that will never be forgotten. Yeah, and you know, starting here in Lower Manhattan in the morning, the President and First Lady will travel to all 3 memorial sites. Mikea?
All right, thank you so much, Jay. We appreciate it. But before we jump to break, we do want to give you a programming note. Want to make you aware that as we approach tomorrow's somber anniversary, we invite you to join us for local coverage beginning at 6 a.m. tomorrow on how the nation is remembering that dark day. That'll be followed at 7 by a special edition of the Today Show live from Ground Zero. Then at 8:30, we will bring you NBC's special live coverage on the 20th anniversary ceremonies as they happen. Then stay with us for a special edition of 12 News Today at 11. We're back in a moment.